Hey guys, I hope everybody's faring well, pardon on the circumstances and everything that we have going on. I know it's a complicated time for many, and for many others, it's a great time for family bonding and time to self-reflect. And I really hope that your Easter was well, that you are focused on the promise of our Savior and the fact that He did raise for all of us. I wanted to take a moment to explain a little ballot application that you may have gotten in the mail. I've talked with a couple people that were quite confused as to what to do with it or what it was for or if it was an organizational advertisement. This is actually being sent to you from the Secretary of State's office, and it's actually got a very, very important option for you. Now, if you open this application, there's going to be quite a bit of information in here that may take you a little bit away from where you need to be focused to be able to send this in properly. If you've received one of these at your local address where you live, you should be fine as long as your current address is listed in the document, and it'll be pre-filled without you having to worry about it. Now, if this is shown up at a post office box or you have changed addresses and this was forwarded to you, it's going to be very important that you update your current permanent address in block 3. So everything on the top here is going to be pre-filled for you. There's nothing you have to do. As long as everything in block 1 and 2 is correct, you don't have to do anything in block 3. Now you'll move down to block 4. It's going to ask you for your date of birth. It's very important that you fill it out in the format that it asks for. So it's a 2-digit month. So if you're born anywhere in between January and September, make sure that you add the 0 to the front and then the number of your month. Now, block 5 is what I really want you to focus on and pay attention to. Coming up on June 9th is our primary here for the 8th District. And for those of you that watch this outside of the district, this pertains to you as well because the date was moved by the Secretary of State. So your ballot may come in with an election date up here at the top that says May 19th. It is okay that it has the wrong date on it because the update, these are still going to be accepted in their current form. So don't worry about that. Now, there is no Democratic or third-party primary for the congressional race. However, local races, you may still have some primaries that fall into those categories where you want to vote for them specifically. But in the case that you're concerned about the congressional race, in which I'm a candidate in, it's going to be a Republican primary. So if you request an absentee ballot by sending in this application and you request Democratic, then you'll get an absentee ballot to essentially vote for nothing because there is no Democratic primary. So if you're interested in having say in who wins the Republican primary that will be going to the general election in November, it's important that you click Republican. That will bring forward the names for you to choose from. If you pay attention also in block 5 that if you click on a nonpartisan ballot, that there's a little disclaimer on the side that says it will not have any party affiliated candidates. So if you select nonpartisan, you won't see Democrats or Republicans on your ballot. So it's important that you pay attention to which one you're selecting for the race that you want to vote in. Moving down, you'll see in block 6, it asks for additional information so that the Secretary of State's office and or your local county elections office can get in touch with you if there's any type of an issue. So you'll want to place your best phone number in there and your best email in there. Block 7 is imperative. In the case that you do not fill out block 7, this application will not be accepted. You have to clearly sign your name and you have to date it, the date that you signed it. All right. And then after that, the rest of the form is really not used by most people. Now, if you require a legal assistant and or somebody to sign on your behalf due to a variable of possible situations, they will fill out block 8. And in block 9, they will have to fill out their information, who they are, and essentially why they're requesting a ballot on your behalf. Now, a lot of people have been following the issue with a lawsuit that was filed about this ballot request having a requirement for you to place your own individual stamp on it and return it to your county elections office. And I don't want to litigate that and get involved in that. The courts will make those decisions. However, there is an alternative that I would actually recommend over mailing it in with a stamp. If you pay attention up on the top portion that comes to you, that it actually shows a pair of scissors that you can cut off, there's an email address for your local elections office in your county. So this is kind of a twofold explanation. There are several digital apps that you can download onto your phone or your tablet that will allow you to take a picture of this document, and it will convert it to a PDF or a standard document style that you can then email to the email address listed on the top tag. The one that I use personally is Cam Scanner. It's CS on the emblem, and it's a great opportunity to be able to digitally move without having to go anywhere. If you have a scanner at home, standard scanner that you can scan the document up into, that works just fine as well. But again, I would recommend that you scan it, whether it's through an app or an actual scanner, and you send it to the email address that is on the top ticket on the ballot form request. So that kind of explains most of this. But to recap, I recommend you email. Make sure that your information is correct, up to date. If your address needs to be updated, change it in block 3. Ensure that you place your date of birth in 4. Select your party that you want to vote in block 5. So in the case there's a primary and you're interested in the congressional race and there is no Democrat in the primary, you can select Republican and get a Republican ticket to be able to vote in the primary, but that does not bind you to still voting that way in the general. So know what your capabilities are, know what you're allowed to do, and make sure that you're informed. And then, of course, update your personal information with the phone number and an email in block 6. And then your signature in date in block 7. And again, for those of you that have a special representative that conducts this business on your behalf, they will need to fill out for you in block 8 and their information in block 9. And then again, of course, you do have the option to mail it in, place a stamp on it, and send it to your county official or your elections office in your county. I recommend, again, emailing because it gives you a record that it was sent and received that you have in your email folder, so that you have that check mark in place to make sure that your county officials have received that. So with that being said, make sure you get involved. If you haven't voted before, I highly encourage you to be proactive, get involved in this type of thing that's going on. Our world is ever changing, and politics are ever changing. But one of the awesome rights that we have as people is our voice together. And I'm hoping that today this video finds you well, and that you're able to learn a little bit about this process. Hopefully I've been able to share some information with you that makes sense. And from here, hopefully I can earn your vote to be your voice. We'll see you later. We've got more videos coming out soon.